But then you have homeowners, and they will probably complain about it because we're so far into our lifestyles and doing our things. But
we're so
before all this stuff could have been a thing, you could have easily just nitpicked some more greenery off, let the roads be the same size, just extend the sidewalks a little bit more, and you'd have been great. What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchet REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction.
Yes.
Super excited about this video, guys. If you're new to us and we're new to you, make sure you scroll down, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell because we're on the road to 100K. And we cannot get there without you guys, all right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
This is a map of bike path density in Europe. All the purple lines are bike paths, and if you divert your attention to the left part of this map, you'll see a coastal country with a lot of purple lines. This is the Netherlands, a densely populated country that knows a thing or two about designing brilliant infrastructure. And the bike paths play a significant role in that. See, with a population of 17.4 million people and a landmass of approximately 41,500 square kilometers, the Netherlands is smaller in size, yet more densely populated.
What you got,
We've been reacting to a lot about the Netherlands the last few months. I don't think it really hit me how small they are.
But they may speak about how well designed they are because of the bikes.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Now
I think this is where we're about to go with this. Yeah.
Now I understand why they care about the public transportation so much and the bike so much. I mean, could you imagine going to work in the morning?
I can imagine not paying for insurance, not paying the car note, not paying for parts. I can imagine paying
Hold up now. I still like my car.
Oh, we're going to do this again?
I still like my car.
I'm starting to vibe with you guys a little more now.
I'm going to kick him out.
I'm starting
y'all
to see why. Y'all got an extra seat back there?
Because we the kids like our car.
I like that third row. Give me that third row.
Than most European countries. So, in order to navigate that, they've come up with effective and interesting ways to handle population movement in and around their country. The most notable of which is, of course, the cycling infrastructure. And yes, it is as serious as everybody says it is, as it enables the 23 million bikes that are in the Netherlands to roam the street.
Now, hold on and wait a minute. We all watched the Flintstones. We seen how they pedal their feet.
Yeah.
What if they, model the bikes to go into that format, and then they can just ride the bikes like that, just like a car?
Babe, the whole point is to get the people off the street. They got a lot of people in a small area.
But then you could fit more people on a bike.
Well, I mean,
no, you're right. It is to get them on the street. They'll put them right back into traffic and all that stuff again.
Babe, who about the
You got the bike right there, just like they're doing them on the water, like
who
whenever
about
they're doing
to do
their
that?
thing.
Who about to do that?
I
They might as well
do it.
get a regular car.
But might as well, though, right? Well, how you feeling?
Bring y'all back to the Stone Age.
My calf's burning. You alright? Get out the car. I gotta get somewhere.
And by the way, 23 million bikes means that there are 1.3 bikes per capita. That's absolutely insane. I mean, what would the...
My question, you guys, drop in the comment section. How many bikes do you own?
How much is an average bike?
What's an average bike and what's a real high-tech bike? Like one that, great tires, nice chains, brakes is perfected. One of these bikes compared to one that you just get from out the pawn shop, out the, corner store, stuff like that.
Bike per capita be in the United States? Maybe 0.5? What? It's 0.3. That would mean if you met an American, there is a greater chance they're obese than...
Really? Because the first thing that we usually get our children is a bike, like when they're toddlers.
We got more skateboards than bikes.
No, this area we live in. But growing up, Dani, growing up, who you knew that had a skateboard?
Oh, we all had bikes.
Who you knew had a skateboard?
What?
We now live by skate parks. So you're thinking of where we live now. I don't remember nobody having a skateboard.
Did you hear?
I've only seen that on TV.
Did you hear his comment? Did y'all hear his comment? About how we are more obesity because we don't cycle enough?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he's saying 0.3 per capita. I think he said. We usually get bikes when we're children. Like, I remember learning how to ride a bike at 4.
Innocently saying we grow from bikes.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, we definitely grow from them. But bikes are still dope. Like,
right.
They still dope.
Them owning a bicycle. Mad. Anyway, when you combine the Netherlands' bike infrastructure with its amazing public transport, you get a ridiculously smooth and efficient system. Here's how it works in Amsterdam. Commuters will use their bikes to get to and enter transit stations, where they simply park their bikes in these enormous bike parking garages. Then they'll travel on either a bus, tram, or train to their final destination. But most of the time, the fastest and most convenient option is simply taking the bikes to the final destination. But why is cycling the most convenient option? What has the Netherlands done for this to be the case? Well, the country has made cycling incredibly easy, with 32,000 kilometers of bike lanes that aren't just a small strip along a heavily trafficked road. Now, the Dutch do things differently. They have marked out red asphalt pavements like this strictly for cyclists. The only time cars and bikes end up on the same road is when the speed limit is less than 30 kilometers an hour, and car volume is low.
Wow.
Any higher than that, and there is a clear separation like this one, even on highways and roundabouts. But the Netherlands is a whole lot more than just biking and their capital city, Amsterdam. And to be honest, the most impressive infrastructure in the Netherlands is not even in Amsterdam. To see that, we have to go to Utrecht, a city that lies right here south of Amsterdam. It hosts the largest bike parking facility in the world, room to park over 12,500 bicycles, and it has 24/7 camera surveillance. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. There's no way this can be replicated in other countries. This is alien-like. But that's a myth, and there's a very simple reason for that. Just take a look at Rotterdam. During World War II, the city was practically demolished and looked, well, like this. The Dutch had to rebuild everything, and they chose to go for an automobile-centered design, which is exactly how North American cities were built too. And considering where the Netherlands is today, it's crazy to think that many Dutch cities were heading in this direction too. But by the 70s, Rotterdam residents were tired of major road fatalities and plummeting cycling and walking culture. So they demanded reform. And the regulators listened. Public transportation was then heavily invested in, and roads were rebuilt to facilitate.
That's nice. I mean, the people wanted it, so the people got it.
Do you? You got another one, babe?
No, go ahead.
Do you think bikes in the U.S. will bring down the crime rate?
No.
You can see everybody.
No.
Like, you can literally see who's going to A to B without having to poke your head inside
cars,
into their cars and
cars.
stuff. So if everyone is cycling, you can't really do much crime on a bike. Like, where you going to run off on a bike to?
You can't, babe.
Much crime.
Okay, much.
I think crime will go down.
I'm visualizing.
Just go ahead. I'll give you a moment. Okay.
Bike lanes, after which cycling regained its popularity. This just goes to show that even North American cities can do this if they choose to do so. But the determinism and people-centered planning of the Netherlands extends out of the cities and into Dutch suburbs as well. To bring this point home, let's compare typical Dutch suburbs to those in a state that's just as bustling and growing. In the United States, Florida. Now sure, Florida is 3.4 times larger than the Netherlands, but the argument should still stand. So here is a typical Miami suburb. What do you notice? There's a lot of greenery, but mostly there's a lot of roads, and they're specifically made for cars. Sure, there are sidewalks, but they are thin and can barely accommodate a cycler and pedestrian at the same time. And now let's look at a Dutch suburb. The homes here are much smaller, and that's an important detail, as it leaves more space for communal centers like parks and proper bike.
I don't know.
So this is my thing, right? This my thing. If y'all haven't noticed by now, I like having my own. I like having my own home.
Yeah.
I like having my own car.
Yeah.
I like having, although we have parks literally on every corner for children, I like my children to have their own playground. I like my own stuff. Y'all can't take away my greenery.
You see,
I need my backyard.
You see, no, but you can still keep your greenery and everything. I feel that though this is okay, but back in Florida, if they wanted to add wider sidewalks, you can do that. Like you just take a piece of whatever it is. But then you have homeowners, and they will probably complain about it because we're so foreign to our lifestyles and doing our things. But
we're so
before all this stuff could have been a thing, you could have easily just nitpicked some more greenery off. Let the roads be the same size, just extend the sidewalks a little bit more, and you'd have been great.
We've all said that. I believe, like, one year there was, like, some laws proposed. I don't remember what we was living at. We've lived so many places. But I feel like I lost my comment, y'all.
So
I don't know.
So were you going to go with it where we didn't have much sidewalks at one point?
Yeah. Okay. So we was gonna make the sidewalks bigger because at first, like maybe 10 or so years ago, it was the bikes share the sidewalks with us, but we proposed for there to be bike lanes. But I still feel like our bike lanes is not really safe, and I feel like some of the bike people, they don't be following the rules of the road because they be in the road with us.
Yeah, and we be having to slow all the way down while they wait till they get to do one of these hand signals and turn off. So,
but like a place in like New Orleans or anywhere in Louisiana, period, like they would have to tear it all down.
Yeah, not necessarily all,
because our roads are not even that big.
You have to go back into people's property.
In their property.
And again, I think they would argue with that. It would be a big commotion.
Definitely.
So it was kind of too far-fetched now.
Yeah, they would have to tear it all down.
And walking lanes separated from the road by greenery. I can definitely understand that it seems like a sacrifice to have smaller homes. But what you get in return is efficiency. And if time is the most valuable thing we have, then this system is superior. And while Dutch efficiency has become somewhat of a trademark for the country, things weren't always so blissful and enviable. You see, technically speaking, a large part of the Netherlands should not exist, and this is what amazes me the most. See, the Netherlands was notorious for constant flooding thanks to its low elevation and closeness to the North Sea. But the Dutch have found a way to beat the ocean multiple times. This is the reason why nearly 20% of the land in the Netherlands is reclaimed land from the many marshes, swamps, lakes, and of course the sea.
What's the secret?
How?
What's the secret? Because
how y'all do that though?
Louisiana disappearing.
Yeah, facts. What's
the secret?
We got a lot of little floods going on too. So how y'all keep that maintained and clean like that?
Is the Netherlands the place that built that long? Was it?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Something they built.
I believe so. I believe.
What it was. Yeah, it's a bridge.
Could have been. It could have been. Yeah, and they kept adding to it and adding to it. You know what I'm saying? Knocking away. So that's a
need y'all help in the U.S. You know.
Well, 2 words. Delta works. After a deadly storm in 1953 that covered over 150,000 hectares of land and took the lives of an estimated 2,000 people, the Dutch decided something had to be done. Delta Works was the answer. Delta Works is a vast network of 13 dams and barriers, featuring sluices, locks, dikes, and levees. They shelter off these 4 inlets, namely Haringvlietdam, Broeversdam, Oosterscheldekering, and Verzegatam. I'm sorry, Dutch people, I tried my best. Anyway, they used these to reduce the coastline by 700 kilometers and remove the need for smaller and weaker levees and dams that would require constant maintenance. Pretty ingenious, I gotta say. But the Dutch haven't just prevented floodings, they've also created new land, and they achieved this without using modern technology. How? Well, first they would section off the areas they wanted to reclaim. Whereafter they would drain the water out by harvesting the energy of the wind using, of course, windmills. This created flat plains comprised of a very unique soil that happens to be perfect for growing tulips. And this is why the Netherlands account for 80% of the world's tulip exports. Which is kind of strange to think about. But today, these waters and innovations have earned the Netherlands some pretty envious titles, including the largest storm surge barrier in the world, that laid the ground for the largest and most efficient seaport in Europe.
How many windmills they got pointed to the south? Because we be flooding, y'all.
Well, yeah. It's starting to get bad.
I would drive to California, man. We saw, like, the most windmills we ever saw. We felt the most strongest wind gusts we ever
turbines, felt. I think they're called.
Bro, like, it was just so many of them. Like, talking about all the way up to the mountains, all the way down to the nearest level that you could see them. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Of Rotterdam. Located here in the delta of the Rhine and Meuse rivers, Rotterdam is in a perfect strategic location for ships coming from or going into the North Sea. To understand the sheer size of this port, here is a map of Manhattan laid on top. As you can see, the port of Rotterdam is about 1.5 times the size of Manhattan. It's huge, and with 82.5% of the Netherlands' GDP coming from exports, it's fair to say that the port of Rotterdam is really important. I could go on and on about this port's efficiency, but all you need to know is that it wins best port infrastructure year after year. The Dutch are incredibly talented at designing great infrastructure. I mean, just look at the Amsterdam airport, Schiphol, the third busiest airport in Europe. It looks pretty average until you consider the number of people moving through this structure. Schiphol facilitates 68 to 80 million passengers annually to 332 direct destinations, utilizing its 6 runways facing multiple directions. Schiphol coordinates an average of 1,500 to 1,600 departures and landings per day, giving them an hourly average of 110 to 120 aircrafts. And Schiphol accomplishes this despite being smaller than other major airports like Adolfo Suarez Madrid in Spain or the Leonardo da Vinci International Airport in Italy. The best thing about this airport though is that once passengers arrive, they have a number of transportation options, as the high-speed Thalys and Columbus trains can be accessed just beneath the terminal building. From here, you can take a 15-minute ride to the Amsterdam Central Station, or use the Dutch rail network to travel across the country. Honestly, you could go anywhere from here, if trains aren't your stop.
Now look, if you have a good airport, you're our best friend. Because them airports be tricky.
Oh, bro, that's the hard... Get it? Once you get it, stick with it.
And they have a train to take you anywhere in the country? What?
I like that idea, y'all.
Yeah.
We need some of these things out here.
Well, we have trains, just not anywhere in the country.
And I was thinking about that for our airports.
Like,
right. That's about it. Next stop, circle. We're going circles.
Well, then the airport offers affordable express buses as well. The funny thing about this airport though is that it's 4 meters below sea level, sitting on what used to be Haarlem Lake. But all in all though, the Netherlands is an overload of intelligent design, and while some people might think it's nearly impossible to implement these methods into other countries, the reality is these methods can be replicated any place in the world if the people and leadership are willing to collaborate and listen to one another and invest in infrastructure that is people, environment and future centered. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
That's nice, but they had the opportunity. The things they were already tearing it down.
And boy, definitely have a plan though. Like, well designed. I think that's a bar that they went ahead and obtained land.
Yeah.
To create,
reclaim some land.
To reclaim land and make space, and then push all the water out with their windmills and the infrastructure and how they did everything. And then they got the bikes with the lanes, and then they're gonna talk about Florida. Florida didn't do y'all nothing, but they're gonna talk about Florida. Talk about Florida don't got enough roads and sidewalks, but too much greenery. Yeah,
I
it was
think,
a good watch though.
You know, like after hurricanes, how some cities are like really, really bad. You know, that would be a good opportunity to do things a new way. True.
After the disaster, this nature disaster, of course.
Yeah. But I mean, the people gotta want it, and everybody that we know like their car. Everybody we know.
She gonna be in there debating, y'all. Talking
about.
But I like
my thing is just okay. If there was a law, right?
Right.
Or a proposed law, a proposed bill, whatever, to create better road systems.
Or a survey.
I would share my opinion. I would support the people if majority voted to make us have more bike-centric lanes or whatever. I would support it, but just don't take away my option.
Facts. I really like that. Keep everything going how y'all guys got it going, but don't hurt the people who don't want the change. Let them still be able to do what they want, buy the cars that they like to buy, keep their homes to the size they like to have. Don't dumb down their size of living for discomfort, just so you can have more time to get people from A to B.
Right, because my thing is, if I wanted to live somewhere, where there's that,
right,
I would
right.
move there.
That's a bar. I feel that. Yeah. You feel that? We will move there if. What if?
Yeah, but look, we love our Netherlands folks.
Yeah.
Okay, we come and visit y'all.
We hear y'all in the comment sections about it.
We gonna check out the little what it's called, the little bike replacement. We're gonna try it. I think that would be a hilarious vlog for us.
I'm surprised they don't have the electric ones though. Like
they do have it.
They do have it.
That's where it is, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, bet. Yeah, y'all got
yeah.
best of both worlds in, bro. That's what's up.
Yeah. So we're gonna try it out. We're open-minded people to try it out.
I mean, you can eat and ride a bike.
No, you can't.
You can eat and drive.
No.
Plenty of people don't do it. Why you always want to throw me under the bus? Start talking about how I drive.
Well, people who got short legs like me, I can't do that.
I'll feed you, okay? I'll feed you.
All right, guys. We hope you guys enjoyed this video.
Thanks.
Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks. If you would like to support the channel that way, as well as our join feature to become a VIP member of the channel, send in your reaction requests through our description box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.